Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Clayton, where this afternoon, South Jersey's high school football weekend kickoff continues as the Clayton Clippers play host to the Bordentown Scotties. I'm Benkin here with Shawn, Leary. We will set up this game in just a moment. We are just about ready for kickoff, however. Clayton in the home navy blue with the yellow numbers. Bordentown in the road white with the black pants, black numbers with the gold trim. As we are just about set to go and ready for the kickoff duties is Sadale Corbett. He will kick it off, and we are underway here from Clayton High School. It's picked up, and it's taken the other way now, looking to come back. Not getting too much room is Eric Bankhead, and that is where Bordentown will get started, right outside the 31-yard line. Shawn, a couple of teams here today coming in with two different themes. Clayton just trying to build with their program. Bordentown looking to get back to the playoffs.
Yeah, last year Bordentown made the playoffs for the first time in 19 years. They end up with 4 wins. However, a big step in the Scotties' comeback after 19-year absence of the playoffs. Larry Carthan has this team believing that they can get back again this year.
Larry Carthan doing a fine job with this team. The Scotties went 4-6 last year, but they were 4-4 by the playoff cutoff, which got them into the postseason before they lost their final 2 games. And they will start on the 32-yard line. Brett Sheehan, one of the top quarterbacks in the Burco Freedom, under center for the Scotties. He will drop back to pass, and he throws one deep down the left side, incomplete. Excellent coverage on the play by the defensive back, Marquise Fulton. It'll be second down.
Very interesting set from Bordentown. They prefer to pass, and you'll see them pass a lot more than Clayton does. They have the open set where they run a lot of 4 wides, Tennessee with the 3 wides. They open it up with Sheehan with good cause. He threw for 1,252 yards last year, 75 of 133. Has an excellent arm. And
DJ Wirth, his top target, covered on that play. Second down, and the inside handoff to Bankhead, and Eric Bankhead plows his way for about 4. Make it a little more as he squeaks across the 35 to the 36. Third down and 6 coming up for Bordentown.
Bankhead's the fullback. Really a spiritual leader on this team. Very loud. Gets his players up, gets his teammates up, puts his head down, likes to run through that line.
Now Sheehan's got Wirth and Malone both to the near side here on 3rd and 6 for the Scotties. And we get a whistle. It looked like one of the Clippers jumped as looking to come in on the blitz was Barry Lomax. Lomax, a junior, an outstanding linebacker, one of the top defensive players on the Clippers.
Yeah, he's playing his 3rd year of organized football. Last year his brother was a starting quarterback, now playing with Kane College.
On the blue, 5 yards, repeat, 3rd down.
So when you play a team like Bordentown and you're looking to build, Shawn, you can't turn a 3rd and 6 into a 3rd and 1.
That's a big mistake early on in this ball game for Clayton. They do a nice job of getting it in 3rd and 6.
Well, the Killer Bees, Burns and Bankhead in the backfield for Bordentown. And it's the toss outside to Burns, and he's got the first down as he gets down to about the 45. Excellent play as they toss it to Burns as he follows his block and gets the first down.
Nice play there by Sheehan to kick it out right away. He's seen the hole on the outside. Burns turns it upfield, gets the first down.
Well-designed play, too, and that's where a quarterback like Sheehan maybe doesn't get as much credit as he deserves, disguising that and selling the fake.
Yeah, he does everything well. Studies the game pretty well, and he knows his position, knows what he has to do on that field as a leader of this offense.
From the 46-yard line of Bordentown, 1st and 10, and Sheehan will throw again. He'll try for Wirth downfield. It is overthrown, incomplete, and it looks like Wirth and Marquise Fulton are going to have a great battle all afternoon. So far, Fulton's won the first 2.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2 out there on the outside. Wirth has a lot of speed, likes to go to the outside. You see Steve Everett hollering some instructions to his defense. He's got to be pretty pleased right now with the effort on the outside. The cornerbacks, they're going to be tested today. We already talked about Bordentown loves to pass. You're seeing he's a fiery guy. Steve Everett wants to turn this program around in the worst way.
Now it'll be a 2nd down and 10. Once again, it's Birds and Bankhead in the I formation. And we'll throw again. He sets up the screen, but it's incomplete. Off the hands of Burns, and fortunately for Bordentown, not intercepted, as once again, Fulton was right there.
Fulton's right there. He's having himself a really good first quarter on this opening series. Staying with Wirth on the side there. If he looks up, he had a chance to really give Clayton the advantage early on in this game.
So now a 3rd down and 10, and so far, Clayton's pass coverage has been outstanding. Now, that was a screen where the man was open, but the Clippers still in the vicinity. Now they force a 3rd and 10 against Bordentown.
Clayton did a nice job of getting out wide and disrupting that play.
And there's the 3-wide set for Bordentown, as Shawn mentioned we would see during this afternoon. Sheen will throw again. The rush is on, and he's corralled, and he's brought down for the sack. Is coming in on the play was Barry Lomax on an inside blitz, and Bordentown will have to punt.
Nice play by Lomax, not picked up whatsoever. He stays with Sheehan, able to drag him down. A big play early on for this Clayton defense, not only to set up a punt, but to give them some momentum as they start their offensive series.
Oh, Barry Lomax, we saw him jump off sides before. He made up for it and then some, and they need a big game from him today. And now the Scotties forced to punt as Burns will punt. And back to return for the Clippers is Brandon King. Short punt, and it looks like Clayton will let it roll, and they do, as it rolls inside the 40, takes a friendly Bordentown bounce to the 37, and that is where the Clippers will start for the first time this season.
Only a 17-yard punt that time. So Clayton's going to take over. One thing that Steve Everett has implemented here is really take one series at a time. They want this team to get better progressively. It's not going to happen overnight here in Clayton. Steve Everett knows that. He wants his on the offensive side of the ball, just taking one series, pick up some first downs, let things happen. He does have some backs who can break and who have good speed.
And Brandon King will start a quarterback. There was a quarterback battle between King and a freshman, Dominic Artis, but the senior will start a quarterback. Not out of the question that we could see both today, depending on how the game goes.
Yeah, they're really excited about Artis, but Brandon King's got the experience. I think it's a nice job of getting him started here as the senior.
Inside handoff to Sadale Corbett, and Corbett gets about 3 on the play before being brought down by Chris Moschiatello. It'll be 2nd down and 8 coming up. 2nd down.
Sadale Corbett, he led the team in rushing last year, became a captain as a sophomore. We talked about on the other side of the ball with Bankhead. Corbett, the same type of player, a leader on the team, likes to get his team focused and get going early on. Pumps him up a little bit before the game.
Kyle Harvey now with Corbett in the backfield. We expected to see Dan Carr, but it's Harvey down the backfield. The pass again is King going deep down the sidelines, incomplete, as he was looking for his receiver, Doug Durham. Excellent coverage on the play by Sheehan, who gets a lot of notoriety as a quarterback, was a pretty good cover man, too.
Yeah, he certainly is. Does a nice job there on the defensive side of the ball. All around nice two-way player. They get a look at Brandon King. This is his first year of football. He spent the last 3 years as a starter on the basketball team, decided to come out for football. Expect some nice things from him this year as a senior. He's expected to lead this team, but they are excited about Artis being just a freshman. He'll have a chance to develop here as a Clipper.
3rd down and 8 for the Clippers. 8:48 to go in the first quarter, no score. Inside handoff and not much room as the Bordentown defense sniffs that out. Corbett gets about 3, and the Clippers forced to punt it away.
Nice job by Bordentown on defense. They know what Clayton's going to do. They're going to go straight ahead at you and try to run the football. Put that wide receiver out. Try to get big plays in the passing game, but they're not like Bordentown. Bordentown will split everyone out, try to throw the ball and move the ball down the field through the air. Clayton, they're going to try to run it straight ahead. Not successful on their first series.
Lamar Taylor punts it away, and it'll be Bankhead who looks for room, finds a seam, gets to the outside, and crashes his way down to the 43. Good return by Bankhead. We will step aside and take a break. On the Proby Chiropractic scoreboard, it's Bordentown nothing, Clayton nothing, here on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. Well, welcome back to Clayton. Ed Benkin here with Shawn Leary. First quarter about halfway done, 8:06 to go. Bordentown and Clayton scoreless. The Scotties with their second possession. The pitch goes outside to Burns, trying to cut it to the outside. He is corralled, gets away from 3 tacklers and gets down the sideline inside the 40 to the 38. Doug Durham had a shot at him but couldn't bring him down, and it's a first down for the Scotties.
I think one of our cheerleaders from the Clayton side is also corralled in there. Let's hope she's okay.
There's there attending to her right now. She appears to be a bit shaken up, as you see. And, well, you know, it's my time. We're happy about this. It's amazing that something like this doesn't happen more. Thank goodness that this is a rare occasion when you consider you got these athletes flying around in the field, and you got cheerleaders and camera people and spectators, everybody lined up right along the sideline. Hopefully she is okay.
This field, there's not much room between the seats in the field, so the cheerleaders are really always suspect to getting hit. On that play, that was Lomax corralling Bankhead out of bounds.
So while we have a timeout on the field, you know, one thing shown about this Clippers team, the biggest problem it's had in recent years are numbers. And that's the one thing that Steve Everett wants to do. First, he wants to build to get the kids to commit. This is a program, don't forget, that had to forfeit a couple of games last year. So you talk about getting a win, but there's baby steps involved, too.
Yeah, there certainly is. And one thing is just getting through the season last year. Really a shame for this program and Steve Everett to have to forfeit the last couple of games because they lost the numbers. They need players to commit, to stay here at Clayton, not move on to go in other schools. And in recent years, that's what's happened here.
And you look at the other side with Bordentown, as you see our cheerleaders still being attended to. The Scotties come into the season with a lot of confidence. And you know, people argue that there's some bad cases of the playoffs expanding where the Group 1 schools have to go in. They get wiped out by the Glassboroughs and the Paulsboroughs. But making the playoffs builds confidence, and I think you notice that right now with Bordentown.
Yeah, it certainly does. And yeah, this is a team that's sort of like Clayton in that they're rebuilding. And last year they were able to do it and get to the playoffs at 4-6. This year they expect a little bit more. So as you were talking about taking baby steps, they've already took their baby steps. Now they want to take a leap to the next level. They've already been able to make the playoffs. They kind of want to turn the corner, and they have some players like James Sheehan, Brett Sheehan, who really can get the job done. He has a big-time arm, a couple of big pass plays late in the season, and who knows, you might have a Bordentown who may upset Paulsboro or Glassboro.
So we still have a delay as they are tending to the cheerleader. And now she appears to be okay, thankfully, and of course being attended to on the sideline. Hopefully everything is okay as she is getting up and again was shaken up, but it looks like a possible leg injury as she's being attended to, and she's not putting a lot of weight on that right leg. So certainly we hope she's okay. And the cheerleaders a lot of times shown, you know, we cover a lot of high school sports. The cheerleaders don't always get a lot of credit for their athletic ability, some of the things they do during a game as well.
This girl, yeah, she took a little thump. She's a gamer. She'll be back up there, I'm sure.
So now from the 38-yard line, it's a 1st and 10 once again for Bordentown. And on the lane, inside it goes to Malone, the wide receiver, and he finds you up the middle and has another first down, or is close to it. Now they're going to say his knee came down about a yard shy. They check the spot. Looks like they will put it down at the 29. And that might leave him just shy, and it will, of a first down. So it'll be 2nd down at about a yard and a half for Bordentown.
Nice play there as the receiver comes around, little end reverse, goes straight up the middle. Nice play call by Larry Carthen.
Officially 2nd and 1, and you will see Malone and Worth carry the ball, the wide receivers. They do a lot of different things when they get their hands on it. Handoff goes inside, and not much room for Bankhead as he is stifled. And that'll bring up, it looks like a 3rd down and 1 as he did not pick up the first down.
You gotta like what you see out of Barry Lomax. He seems to be sniffing out a lot of plays. Big kid, 6'2", 240. Really doing a nice job on the middle, and you seen on 2 plays ago where he was able to bring Bankhead down from catching him from behind, so he has some speed as well.
And Ted Gola came in at quarterback for that series, or for that play rather. He is out and Sheehan is back in, and it'll be 3rd down and 1. And Burns again lined up in the eye. And it's the pitch outside to Burns. A penalty flag comes down, but so does Burns as he is stopped short of the first down. Excellent defensive pursuit as Everett Moore is there to make the stop.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think maybe the fullback may have moved in the backfield, but I don't know if they're going to call that.
Holding, and now decision time. I think if you're Clayton and Steve Everett, instead of a 4th and 1, you'd rather get a 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 12, depending on the spot of the infraction, and force them to go a little longer, as we'll get the call in just a moment. Right now they are talking over their options. Steve Everett wants to decline it, setting up the 4th down. Well, I guess really not a bad decision either way, as we'll get the official call here.
We have holding On the white. Penalty decline. 4th down.
Now, I don't even know if you want to call it a gamble, but Steve Everett's decision is that, hey, I'd rather stop this team on 1 play short than 2 chances to get a 1st down, even if it's further out. So our first big play of the game, this loss, of course, breaks it a 4th down and 4.
Yeah, I think with the 4th down and 4, he made the right call.
Shawn will try a fade pattern to work outside, and he leaps up. Does he haul it in? No, he does not. It is incomplete, as once again he battles along the outside with Bolton, and he's able to knock it away. So the Clippers able to hold. Marquise Fulton doing an excellent job again on coverage.
Marquise Fulton and Barry Lomax so far on defense has really come to play in this game, and it's paid dividends as Clayton now takes over on downs.
So a good start so far, I think, for the Clippers, considering the weapons on this Bordentown offense. So far, they've neutralized the passing game, made them a bit more one-dimensional.
Now they get a chance on offense, and they have to start moving the football. Get some confidence. Brandon King, although a senior, just playing his first game.
King under center again with the pro set now in the backfield. Looked like there was movement early, not called. And the pitch goes outside to Dan Carr. Look at the speed of Carr as he gets down to about 5 yards away from the line to the 38 as he is knocked down there. But Dan Carr is a guy who didn't start, but he's a real weapon out of the backfield with speed.
Yeah, he has great speed, and there's his weapon. Once he gets to that outside, he can turn it in a hurry and make things happen. He's going to be the guy this year for Clayton who can break something, who can make a play happen, to get this crowd excited. And if he's able to get outside one-on-one with a player, he has some moves.
And Shawn was the one who made the stop outside, so it'll be 2nd down and 4 coming up for the Clippers. 5.5 to go in this scoreless first quarter. Inside it goes, and barreling his way ahead for just about a couple of yards is, looks like Corbett. Yes, it is, as he gets up under the pile. That'll bring up a 3rd down and about 2. Maybe 1.5, actually, is the spot. It's a little closer to the line than they need for the 1st down. They're at 42.
Running that time behind Chris Macklin. A senior, transferred last year from Wyoming. 6 foot 240. Big number 54.
Well, now Corbett and Carr. Interesting to see if they try to string it outside the car here after a success on the first carry. Bad snap, a fumble right near the line. It looks like the Clippers got it. And if they did, actually gained about a half a yard on the play. That'll bring up a 4th and short. Let's see, they might put it right back to the line of scrimmage. They do. 4th down and a long 1. So let's see what Steve Everett decides to do. He's going to take a timeout and talk it over. Well, what do you think, Shawn, here? You've got a program trying to build, looking for its first win. Their defense has played well. Maybe you take a shot here.
Especially in the first game. You know what? I would go for it here and take the shot. You have nothing to gain here at Clayton except for a little bit of confidence. And you make this here, you get that confidence. You don't make it, oh well, you're going back to the drawing board in the next series and see what happens. But I think going for it here is a wise decision for Clayton because they need to really gain that confidence, make something happen, and especially for that senior who's playing his first year, Brandon King. There he makes the mistake of fumbling the snap. Now if he pick up that first down, that is erased from his memory. If not, he's going to be thinking, oh man, 3rd down, I should have been able to at least get the snap and pick up that 1st down. Getting back to something I said earlier, when I said Bordentown possibly, upsetting like a Paulsboro Glasgow, I don't want to mislead anybody in thinking the Scotties are going to be able to do something like that this year. When you get a weapon such as a Brett Sheehan, a quarterback, then you have that potential to kind of make some noise, make an upset here or there. And as they say in football, every given Sunday, this is every given Saturday, you don't know what can happen.
4th down and 1 for the Clippers. Corbett, 1st down as he falls forward near the midfield stripe, and the Clippers' gamble pays off as they keep the football.
Nice call. Zadale Corbett, now they get a little bit of confidence as he picks up the 1st down, but they're running on that left side behind Macklin and Barry Lomax. Lomax so far, we've heard his name on defense. Now he does a nice job on offense, really clearing his man. That's how Clayton likes to run the football. Straight ahead, they go right at you with Rob Rickards, Steve Calgo, Jimmy Irvin, Macklin, and Lomax.
And the big thing now, Clayton, in addition to getting the 1st down, most importantly, they keep the Bordentown offense off the field. 1st and 10 again, and this time King will roll the opposite way and throw to the far side. Incomplete over the head of the receiver, Doug Durham. Make it the 2nd and 10.
Not a bad play call, not a bad pass by King, just out of the outstretched arms of Durham.
If you're going to miss, the coaches rather see you miss high and wide as opposed to inside where it can be picked off, especially with a secondary like Bordentown has. They have some playmakers.
His first pass, he kind of threw it up for grabs. Back there was Shawn, had a chance if he looked up to pick that off on their first possession. Just a little bit better pass by King.
Kyle Harvey now back in the backfield with Corbett. King on the option, trying to dance inside. Now pitches it outside. The ball's loose on the field, still loose. Bad scramble for it. Looks like the Clippers get it back. But an ill-advised option as a snap, or rather the handoff to the outside is pitched low. That'll make it the third down, and they will call it a loss of 7 on the play.
You know what? I think that'll be the last time you see King do a little juke and a dance when he's trying to go on the option. And the option, it's such a timing thing. You have to make sure you pitch and get that ball in the hands of your running back. There, the senior makes his second real mistake from not being able to pick up the snap on the last possession. Now that they sit here and he tries to dance with it and try to pitch it out, and that's a no-no. You can't be doing that. You have to get it to the outside, get it into your man's hands.
Officially call it 3rd and 18 now as 3 receivers go to the near side. Trips left as King will look to put it up. Under a heavy rush, gets away from a couple of would-be sackers. Tries to dance to the outside, finds some room, gets back near the original line of scrimmage to about the 47. Well, Clayton will still have to pump, and a nice effort by King.
Yeah, it showed some nice moves. He has some quickness to get away from the incoming lineman. He comes off the field and you can tell he's really disgusted with himself. That's all right. He made a couple of mistakes on that series, but he's shown some nice things. Just the fact that he made the incomplete pass where he should have made the incomplete pass, and he's seen a couple moves by him to escape. Once you escape and you get some more time. We've seen from Sakeen Wright from Glassboro how you can make things happen.
And they will go for it on 4th and 8. Bordentown was lined up in a punt return formation, but Clayton will go for it on 4th down. They have trips right, and we get a whistle. And it looks like this will go against the Clippers. I don't think they got the playoff in time.
Gutsy call by Steve Everett.
Got a dead ball, delay a game, on the blue, repeat, 4th down.
Well, you do like the decision, the thought by Steve Everett to try and catch Bordentown in their punt formation, but couldn't get the playoff in time.
Yeah, you have to like the call because it really fooled Bordentown. Gutsy call. Nonetheless, it's not going to happen. It's Clayton now forced to punt.
Taylor will punt it away as Burns is the lone man back deep, and now we get another whistle. Clock is down to 2:10 to go in the first quarter. We have no score. Bordentown and Clayton, non-league action to kick off our season. We welcome our viewers from Burlington and Gloucester County as two of our, I guess, sister stations get a chance to have their schools clash this afternoon. Now they are set to go again. Taylor gets a hard line drive. Bankhead back, drops the football, picks it up again, and is brought down. Good coverage by Clayton. As coming in to make the tackle was Jake Owens, and probably saved Bankhead from running a long way.
As a coach, you look at that punt, and you got to be smiling to yourself because when it's going end over end, it's harder to handle. Sometimes you see them booming spirals. Guys able to get back and make something happen, especially a guy like Bankhead. That thing going end over end really gives Bankhead some troubles, giving the Clippers a chance to get down there, and no chance for Bordentown for any type of return.
Now Bordentown will try to get it going offensively. Again, they go with the I formation. Shawn will get it inside to Bankhead, and the big fullback gets about 5 on the play before he's tackled by, well, the guy who's been making all the plays, Barry Lomax.
Yeah, right now Lomax is really showing himself on the defensive side of the ball. And at 6'2", 240, you really don't get much momentum going through him. When he hits you, you stop wherever you went. If you went 5 yards, you're staying at 5 yards.
So Eric Bankhead, good look at him. Good, strong fullback. One of the real unsung heroes for the Scotties. This time it'll be Bankhead again, straight up the middle. It'll be a couple yards shy of the first down. As he is tackled by Fulton, it'll bring up a 3rd down at about 1. And boy, Shawn, suddenly not too much trickery here by the Scotties offensively.
No, they've really struggled. There you get a good look at Lomax. But what the Bordentown Scotties have been unable to do, and really something they like to do, is throw with Shawn. Shawn 0 for 4 so far.
probably not throwing here on third and a little less than a yard. It's Benkin again, first down as he finds some room. Lomax slams him back, but forward progress will give him the first down to the 46.
And if Lomax doesn't stop him, he could have went the distance. There was nobody behind Lomax on the defensive side.
We'll take a look at Barry Lomax, who we saw just a moment ago. Certainly a big guy on that defensive line, 6'2", 240. And not that we've taken a body fat count on him, but there's probably not much there. Now with 30 seconds to go, it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Scotties. Time Sheehan with a quick pass to Worth on the outside, and he has his first catch of the afternoon as he takes it down to the 45. Tackler on the play outside by DeMar Taylor. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and about 2. And that will be the final play of the first quarter as the seconds tick down. Just 5 seconds remaining, and they will change sides, and that will do it. The first quarter comes to an end on the Proby Chiropractic scoreboard. After 1 quarter here in Clayton, it's the Clippers nothing, the Bordentown Scotties nothing. You're watching high school football on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. Well, welcome back to Clayton, and at the start of the second quarter, the pass by Brett Sheehan is caught over the middle by his tight end, Tom Kearns, and up for the first down. Beautiful pass by Sheehan.
Lock it up.
So now Bordentown will bring it down to the 33-yard line, a first down. Deepest penetration of the afternoon for the Scotties. Now again, the quarterback switch for Bordentown. This is the second time we've seen that today as Gola is in under center. Gola will hand it to Bankhead, runs into a pile and is brought down. Good surge by the defensive line. Lomax there, and also a fine play made by the big tackle, Mike Bowen. It'll be a pickup of 1, 2nd and 9.
I was getting ready to say that the first 4 passes by Sheehan were all fade patterns. The last 2 passes that we've seen to Worth in the tight end were both timing patterns where he just stepped back a couple of steps and fired it over the middle, trying to gain some confidence back for Sheehan, who threw for 1,252 yards last year. So he doesn't really need much confidence to get him going.
2nd down and 9, and once again Sheehan back in. They'll fade it down the far side for Worth, who can't hold on. Incomplete. Worth was open momentarily as he beat Durham to the outside. The pass just a little too far ahead. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for Bordentown.
And Durham almost got beat. He led the team in receptions and touchdown receptions last year on the offensive side. Led the team in interceptions, but he almost made a crucial mistake there. What he did, he was looking back at the quarterback instead of looking at the receiver. He almost got beat as the ball was thrown behind him.
From the 31-yard line, 3rd down and 9 for Bordentown. Heavy rush for Sheehan, but he gets it away, and it is caught by Malone. Stopped probably about a yard shy of the first down. It'll be close. Nice tackle made on the play by Brandon Carr.
Real nice job by Carr there to
Going to be short by about a yard and a half. Going to officially call it 4th and 1, and Bordentown will go here with the ball just inside the 25.
Carr really leveled the receiver short of the first down. Could come up as a very big play for Clayton if they can hold Bordentown here.
Well, big plays by that man Malone so far this afternoon. Sneak by Sheehan, and he has the first down and more. Great blocking on the front line for Bordentown. As he picks up the first down and leading the way was big number 70 plowing the pile, Nick Falcanio.
Yeah, Falcanio really getting a surge into that interior of the Clayton line. And all Sheehan had to do was just follow behind.
They move it down to just outside the 20. So he picks up about 4. And it's 1st and 10 for Bordentown. 9:47 to go in a scoreless first half. Will throw again. The rush is on. Gets it over the middle. Incomplete. Almost intercepted on the play by Carr. Good pressure put on that time by the Clippers. Is coming in once again on the pass rush was big number 77 for Clayton. That's what we want to. That's what Clayton wants to see. And
that's Rob Rickards, the senior. He's 6'4", 255. His father's a graduate of the Naval Academy.
He's considered by a lot of people on this Clayton squad to be the best two-way player on this team. And
he's also very smart with a 1390 SATs.
And he's able to crash in there to result in a 2nd and 10. Pitch to the outside, room for Burns, trying to cut away, gets away from 2 tacklers, gets pushed outside as Corbett finally leads him out of bounds, but pretty good gain that time. Let's see where they spot it. It looks like he gets about 8 or 9 on the play.
Probably Burns having himself a day already now. That's his 11th carry.
It'll be an 8-yard pickup, so 3rd down and 2. As they move the ball down inside the 13-yard line, 9.5 to go in the first half. Bordentown really mixing up their plays well on this drive. Sheen will get it to Bankhead inside. He's hit, but he shakes away from a couple of tacklers and has the first down inside the 10. Getting a first look at him was Dominic Artis, but the big, powerful Bankhead able to shake him off and get the first down.
He's a terrific athlete, Artis. Summer workouts, he ran 10 consecutive 400 meters in only 2 or more than a minute. Got tremendous speed, but he's got to work on his hands as he was able to get a hold of Bankhead, but was unable to wrap him up.
And Clayton will call a timeout with now a 1st and goal for the Scotties inside the 9. We will step aside and take a break on the Pro B Chiropractic scoreboard. It's Bordentown nothing, Clayton nothing. You're watching high school football on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. Ed Benkin and Shawn Leary back at Clayton, where Bordentown has the 1st and goal from the 9. Scoreless game in the 2nd quarter, and Sheehan's pass over the middle is incomplete. Had to get rid of that quickly, though, because Clayton blitzed, and getting it on the pressure was Everett Moore. Shawn, we've seen a lot of different Clippers find their way into the backfield.
Yeah, and they're really sending some Clippers in to try and disrupt the passing game of Bordentown. And for the most part, it's worked. Bordentown forced to go with those quick hitters because Clayton's sending everybody in. We've seen it work as Barry Lomax picked up a sack from the first series in the 1st quarter. They need another big play like that here as Bordentown is knocking on the doorsteps of Clayton. Now at the 9-yard line, it'll bring them 2nd down.
2nd and goal now for Bordentown, and Sheehan will hand it off outside, and nowhere to go for Bobby Burns, who's coming in quickly to make the tackle as Dominic Artis. That'll bring up a 3rd and goal. Once again now, let's see where they're going to spot the ball. Looks like he actually lost a yard, so it'll be 3rd and goal from just outside the 10.
It didn't take long for it to filter down that Dominic Artis had to use his hands a little bit more. He was able to wrap up that time. Nice job as they actually lose the yardage on that play. Artis breaks through the middle. Nice play by the freshman.
Keep in mind, if Bordentown does not make this, DJ Wirth is an outstanding place kicker. They might think about selling for 3, but right now they're trying to cash in on 3rd and goal. Sheen with the pitch to the outside, ball's loose. Everett Moore. 1 man to beat as he crosses midfield as Bankhead goes after him, dances to the outside and goes in for the touchdown. Now the referees look like they may be blowing this one dead. If his knee was down to the ground, they're going to bring this one back.
They are bringing it back. Steve Everett out on the field right now arguing his case. And I think this is a bad call right here. His knee wasn't down, and I don't even understand where they're coming up with that call.
Well, Clayton will get the football as we've seen our referee point the way towards Clayton offensively. That's the only thing I can think of on a play like that is that his knee was down when he picked up the football. So as a result, the Clippers will get it on the 18.
I had a pretty good look at it, and I don't think his knee was down.
The ruling on the play was the ball was down.
That is the official ruling, so Clayton still does get the football out of it.
I don't see how they can call that possession. The one player who was down for Clayton never had possession of the ball.
So King will go under center now for the Clippers, and the handoff goes up the middle. Not much room there, as plowing ahead was Kyle Harvey.
Maybe I have to change my contacts. I might have been the only one in the stadium to think he wasn't down, except for Clayton's side.
I was going to say, a lot of the Clayton fans seem to think that way, but go to the other side. I think the Bordentown fans have a different perspective, obviously. And that could be a big non-touchdown or a non-call in this game, because we mentioned the difference in field position in this one now in the 2nd and 9 for Clayton deep in their own territory.
That ball was fumbled.
Now looking to keep it, trying to pass his way to the outside, gets a good block and has some room. King will pick up the first down, but he got a great block inside from Doug Durham.
Nice job by Durham on the outside, but another nice job by King this time. We've seen him juke, and it resulted into a near fumble during the first quarter. This time, he does the juke, but he doesn't pitch the ball off. He holds on to it, uses the juke to his advantage, keeps the ball, and carries it for a nice gain.
Gets 9 on the play, make it 10, and gets the first down as they'll spot the ball
King picked up 9 yards in the play.
9-yard line. 7:31 to go in the first half. Still no score. King to the outside, passes, and the catch is made by Durham for a short pickup as he gets down to about the 34, a gain of 5 on the play.
That gives King some confidence there as he's able to get his first pass completion. Durham just does a little 5 and out. No one around him. King does a nice job delivering the ball. There's a lot more you can do with a 2nd and 5 situation and a 2nd and long.
Just what you said, gives him a little confidence, gets that first completion under his belt, now as a 2nd and 5. And he'll keep it as he's rung up and knocked down. Nowhere to go is Chris Moscatello in on the tackle for Bordentown. That'll bring up a 3rd down. And let's see where they spot it. Back at the line of scrimmage, a 3rd down and 5.
Moscatello wasn't faked out on that play. Moscatello, a senior, also plays center. He's 6'3", 238 and a half. Make sure you throw that half in there.
So interesting decision here for Clayton. King able to get that short pass off a moment ago, now on a 3rd and 5. As the clock continues to run, Clippers having problems, it looks like, getting the play in. They better be careful, but they're going to get burned, so they have to take a timeout. Clayton takes their 2nd timeout, and they were about 5 seconds away from losing 5 on a delay of game. Well, certainly, Shawn, when we look at our high school football schedule, we have a lot of great games. One of the best ones is coming up next week. Kingsway at Glassboro, a shootout last year in which the Bulldogs rallied in the 2nd half and blew Kingsway away. Some questions going in for Glassboro this one when such a talented group lost.
Yeah, they really lost a lot with Kevin Evans going off the play at Rowan University. And, of course, Sakeen Wright, one of the best players in South Jersey and, of course, one of the best quarterbacks in New Jersey, goes off to East Carolina. So a big loss for Glassboro. Matanuco was going to take over. And if you remember him, he was one of the players that came in during that big Glassboro-Paulsboro game and during a crucial 4th down play made a big completion. So he's a guy who they think that can get it done. He has a little bit of experience. And, of course, when you have Terrence Holmes to throw to,
makes it a little easier.
That gives your quarterback the job a little bit of momentum going into the season. You know you have a veteran like Holmes on the outside you can throw the ball to.
Now we get another whistle. Meanwhile, Kingsway in that Tri-County Royal, a lot of people pick them second. Delsey's the clear favorite. In fact, a lot of people think the Crusaders can win Group 3 again. But the Dragons, it's like a factory. Year in and year out, when you got a guy like Tarif Hill at running back, you've got a nucleus there, I think, with a lot of different players who, once again, are going to be right in the thick of things, and I would not be shocked come November to see the Dragons in the playoffs once again.
No, and they have a quarterback who gained some experience, playoff experience last year against Haddon Heights and Eric Fromm, and he led their team back to
There's King on 3rd and 5, trying to get to the outside, and is finally sacked and knocked out of bounds. Boy, King showing some elusiveness, but finally running out of room. As coming in to make the tackle for Bordentown to set up the 4th down was number 54, Jeremy Gilbert, and as a result, the Clippers will punt with 6:36 to go in the first half.
Well, King didn't do anything stupid there as far as throwing into coverage, getting up an interception, but once you're out of that pocket, you can certainly throw the ball away. Neglected to do that, and they lost 5 yards on the play.
And another timeout taken. This time it'll be Bordentown. That's their first time out of the half, so the Scotties have 2 remaining. The Clippers have 1, but getting back to Glassboro and Kingsway, First, let's look at the Dragons. They're in a Tri-County Royal division. That's a pretty deep division. It was a bit of a surprise last night, opening night. Williamstown getting knocked off by Cumberland. A lot of people thought the Braves could play a little bit of a spoiler, but you've got Delsea, who is one of the best teams in South Jersey. You've got Kingsway. A lot of people like Clearview this year, and a lot of people think Woodstown's going to take a big step up.
Well, a lot of people can think that, but the Delsea Crusaders have a lot back, and with Assad Hafiz back there and Darnell Eli, I think they're going to be really tough to beat. They could possibly run the table, and I don't want to put any pressure on Sal Marchese. I'm a big fan of his, but he's got a nice road ahead of him. A lot of competition in the Tri-County Road, and we'll see some good games. We see that our cheerleader is still sidelined, putting a little ice on that leg. But I'm saying she's going to make a third quarter comeback. At least move it around, shake it off a little bit. She may not be cheering. She's a tough girl.
By the way, I don't want to neglect another team in the Tri-County World, Deptford, which went 4-6 last year, one of our local teams. Al Orio likes his squad this year. They should improve. Now punt time as Taylor gets it away. It's a high kick angling towards the sideline. Takes a friendly roll for Clayton. And this one will roll inside the 30 to the 28-yard line as Carr able to down it. So the Clippers so far not only holding off against Bordentown, but haven't been pinned down in their own territory thanks to some strong punting.
No, they had some strong punting, and they've had a couple of nice plays. King has shown some things, but he's also shown some rookie mistakes as a senior. With 3rd and 5, and here's why it's a tough play for King not to throw that ball out of bounds. On a 4th and 5, all you need is Bordentown to jump offside, and possibly you have a first down there. So him losing 5 yards really gives them no chance of picking up the first down on a penalty call. And as expected, we'll come back after this play.
Sheen on the inside handoff to his receiver Maloney. He is stacked up and brought down as the Clippers read that play well.
As expected, Erica Urso, like the true champion she is walking on that injured knee. That's a good sign that she's able to walk on it. And she's actually going to stand next to her fellow cheerleaders.
The Scotties, meanwhile, lose 3 on the play, 2nd and 13. In the second quarter last year, Bordentown scored 2 touchdowns in this game, opened us up to put the game away. We are still scoreless with 5:50 to go in the first half. 2nd and 13 for the Scotties. And we'll put it up again. The rush is on, and down he goes as he's brought down for the sack, as he's hit by Dominic Artis. And that'll be the first sack of the day for the Clippers. It goes all the way back to the 15.
Well, there's some players on this Clayton team that's shown something to me. That's Dominic Artis, Lomax, and also Fulton defensively. And Artis, they really like him as a freshman, and you see why. Tremendous speed on that outside, uses his speed. He has a 30-inch vertical leap. So look for him to use that athletic ability to his advantage and make some plays there. Able to give up the big sack. Now, Clayton doesn't want to commit a stupid penalty here.
Well, 3rd down and 23 off that 10-yard loss in the sack, and Sheehan will throw. Going for Worth, and it's incomplete. Worth had his man beaten temporarily. Fulton, why not when you got receivers like that Bordentown has? When you have Worth, you have Mike Malone, you put it up, but the incomplete pass brings up a 4th down, and it's punt time for the Scotties.
Certainly you throw it up to those guys, because those guys can really go up and get it. He did throw again, 75 for 133 last year, so he knows how to complete his passes. You're not going to go 75 for 133 unless you have good receivers, and that's certainly what he has in this Borden Scotty team. Bordentown, the Scotties.
So the Clippers now,
favorite nickname.
Clippers now should get very good field position, as they have return men lined up inside the 50. Harvey is back along with Corbett, as DJ Worth will put it away. An excellent kicker, as we see right there, as he sends one deep across midfield. Harvey will take it, and he gets to the outside. He's got a little bit of room to the 40, to the 35, chips his way down to the 33.
Dominic Artis threw a block that sprung him to the outside, but he really leveled one of the Scotties players. Also, another job by Brandon King. Just a nudge. The hitman coming down on the outside. Just gives him a nudge. Doesn't get the blocking in the back call, and it really sprung him for a big gain. We talked about field position. Now the field position really favors Clayton.
Bordentown will take a timeout, so both teams have one remaining. Sometimes when you have a punter as strong as Worth, the downside is when you kick a kick like that, sometimes you out-kick your coverage.
All right, we talked about the earlier kick when we seen the end-over-end kick. End-over-end kick really gave Bankhead some troubles. Fumbled it. Clayton was able to recover. Not recover the fumble, but to get down to the field. Tackle Bankhead for just a couple of yards on that punt return. Now Clayton reversely gets a nice spot to come down, kind of out-kick your coverage. You have more room. Use that speed to get upfield and a nice game.
I want to correct myself. I mentioned that Clayton has one timeout. Actually, they are out of timeout, so just one timeout left in the half. That's one for the Scotties. 1st and 10, just outside the 33-yard line of Bordentown. King again, looking to pass to the outside. Incomplete. The pass was there, but the ball was dropped by Doug Dorn. A penalty flag comes down. We'll check the call.
Steve Everett, we talked about those baby steps. Just want to see little movements by his offense, little bits of improvement with each series. He's seen that little 5 curl work early on for completion to Dorm. He goes back to it again, just out of the hands of Dorm. Is not able to hold on this time on the sidelines.
See what Ken Mazevik, our referee, has to say.
We have an ineligible downfield on the blue, 5 yards. Repeat the down.
So they will take the penalty, and that'll bring the Clippers back. And they'll make it a 1st and 15 as they put the ball down at the 38-yard line. Not too many penalties considering it's the first game of the season. Usually you see the hanky a little more. Inside handoff to Sidale Corbett. He gets down to the 35, gets about 3 on the play before being brought down as the Bordentown defense, led by Dan Havens, able to shut him down for a short pickup.
That time going with Corbett. Led the team in rushing last year. His father, Harvey's one of the coaches for the midget football team in town.
That's where it all begins when you're trying to build a program, certainly. I'm going to call it 2nd down and 11, as once again Corbett surges to the right side, gets some good blocking and falls forward across the 30, down to about the 28, as finally Havens again on the bottom making the stop. And that'll bring up a 3rd down, and let's see where they'll put the ball down. Looks like about 4 to go.
That time they go behind Steve Calgo and Rickards talked about how smart he is. The 1390 on his SAT, being recruited by a number of Ivy League schools. Apparently right now he's 8th in his class with a 3.8 GPA.
3rd down and 4, and a penalty flag comes down once again. And it looks like this will be another delay of game against Clayton. That'll turn it into a 3rd and 9.
Dead ball, false start, on the blue, repeat 5 yards.
Making a false start penalty, so a 3rd and 9 now for Clayton, who is most likely in 4-down territory here with 3:26 to go in the first half.
Yeah, certainly they wouldn't want to punt here. If they're not able to pick up the 1st down, they'll probably want to go for it. I don't think they have anybody on their sidelines that can kick a 50-yard field goal.
So 3rd down and 9, so a couple of options here on 3rd and 9 when you're in 2-down territory in this situation. And King has got room on the outside, looks for a block, tries to cut back inside, but he stumbles. Gets down from the 34 to about the 28, gets 6 on the play. That'll bring up a 4th down and about 3 coming up for the Clippers.
And Brandon King, there we see, and he's going to learn. He's going to develop into a quarterback as he goes along. And I like what I see from him so far as his athletic ability, able to escape out of the pocket and make plays happen. He lost probably 3 to 4 yards trying to cut it back in. As we talked about, you're now in 2-down territory. If he could have picked up another 3 to 4 yards, who knows if he would have got the 1st down. Another 3 to 4 yards sets you up in a better position on 4th down.
So here we go, 4th, and make it, actually it's closer to 5 now for Clayton. King will throw, fires one down the right side, underthrown, and it is intercepted. Making the catch is DJ Worth, and not a criticism of Worth. That's the case. Maybe we should have dropped the football, because now Bordentown will have to start from their 6.
Right, and that's just instincts. He's going to catch the football down at his 5, and he's really upset right now that he did make the interception. It's just really a stat for him in his stat sheet.
Guys like DJ Worth will trade a stat for an extra 20 yards in a heartbeat.
Certainly. There you see a dejected Dorm coming to the sidelines. Clayton had a chance. They're moving the ball. They're making little mistakes here that are really hurting them in this game, but give them a chance later in the game to develop as a team and King to kind of learn from his mistakes, and that's going to be the key, especially in this first game. Learn from your mistakes.
2:12 to go in the first half. 1st and 10 for Bordentown. Back at their own 6. Benkin off tackle to the left, and he's stacked up and knocked down as first in on the play is Marquise Fulton. As he also gets help on the play from Barry Lomax. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Lomax is incredibly strong. His upper body has to be that strong. His Bankhead is 5'7" and a quarter, 184. But he's strong up top, and for Lomax just to level him like that, and Bankhead doesn't move forward whatsoever. As soon as you hit Lomax, you're not going to get many extra yards. Strong linebacker.
1:33 now to go in the first half. Bankhead again inside, and this time he is stacked up, trying to fall forward, but the whistle goes first. Now some extra pushing and shoving. As first in on the tackle was Corbett. And I think with forward progress, they'll give him a yard, so make it 3rd down and 6 for the Scotties. Good chance here for Clayton, but don't forget they're out of timeout, so they couldn't stop the clock if they hold Bordentown. I think the Scotties doing the smart thing here, not in a rush, with 1:05 to go in the half.
Clayton used up their timeouts, good point. Now with only a minute left in the half, Bordentown's really just going to sit on it here, and we're going to go into halftime with a 0-0 tie, barring any kind of miracle play from the Scotties.
And they do have Worth to punt the football out of trouble, so they'll probably keep it on the ground, and they do, but finding a hole and plenty of room is Bobby Burns as he has the first down. Excellent tackle, or could have been a whole lot more by Brandon Carr. 40 seconds to go in the half.
That would have crushed the Clippers going into halftime if Burns breaks that there. Nice job coming from the backside.
And Bordentown will take their timeout. That's their final timeout. Both teams out of timeouts, but boy, you know, Shawn, you look at Bobby Burns and you look at Bankhead, that's kind of their own version of thunder and lightning on the Bordentown side.
Yeah, they got 2 nice, you call them the killer bees in that backfield for Bordentown. They certainly are. Brandon Carr with a nice job of coming from the side, clipping up Burns, or really would have crushed the Clippers playing a nice half here. They made a couple of mistakes, and as we said, we're expecting them to learn from that. Steve Everett, I'm sure, will break down things in the films for King. They want to gain some confidence, especially going into halftime. They know they're in this game, the first game of the year, trying to rebuild this program.
I mentioned Steve Everett before, and Larry Carthen, the head man at Bordentown, certainly is someone who is familiar to this Bordentown program. He played at Bordentown, was an outstanding player, then played college ball at the University of Cincinnati.
A lot of Carthens come out of Bordentown. I remember 2 years ago, 38-14, Bordentown got the win. Or 10-7 here 2 years ago. They won last year, 38-14. In that 10-7 game, his nephew Ronald had a big catch to win that game for Bordentown.
Sheehan will try again for Worth. Excellent coverage again by Marquise Fulton. Those two getting to know each other pretty well. Worth looking for interference, but good coverage, 2nd and 10.
Well, one of the things that I've seen from the Stripes today is they're allowing them to push a little bit on the outside to the advantage of Fulton. Clayton, there you see the outside, and they're able to stick with the receivers because they have the nice speed. Fulton, we already talked about Carr, the speed that he has. In the backfield also, we've seen him already break that touchdown run from Burns.
2nd and 10, and Burns on the quick wide receiver screen. Ball is dropped. Clippers pick the football up. And are they going to rule it a fumble? Let's see. Yes, they do, as the Clippers get the turnover. Let's see, maybe they'll mark him down near where the tackle was, as it looks like Burns was shaken up on the play. Now the Clippers have 26.2 seconds to go as Brandon Carr comes up with the football.
Brandon Carr comes up with the football, and it looked like Lomax, finally one of his big hits, knocked that ball loose. Carr with the presence of mind of picking the football up. And now they have a chance.
Ball's on the
26 seconds left.
Ball's on the 29-yard line. And don't forget, Clayton is out of timeout, so the Clippers, if they keep it in bounds, if they get a play forward, will have to spike the ball. He will take the pitch and wants to go deep. Fires one towards the end zone. This one is up for grabs. Incomplete. Good effort by Doug Durham as he battled down with Sheehan, but Sheehan doing just enough to distract him. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Clayton with the max protection, getting Durham on the outside, going one-on-one.
So now 2nd and 10 with 18.2 seconds left. Shawn, not too many other options, I think, except to either find something quick on the sideline or put it right back up in the end zone. As Durham will come out on this play. I think he, I don't know if he's just a little winded, but I don't think he's shaking up. I think he's just catching some air a little bit now. 18.2 seconds on the clock. He almost fell down. Now he gets it outside. The pass is caught by Carr. He's got to get out of bounds. He can as he's dragged down. Excellent tackle made by Worth. 8.4 seconds. They have to spike the ball. They have to get set quickly. They'll stop it to move the chains on the first down as they put the ball inside the 20 at the 16, make it just near the 15-yard line. King will have to spike the ball, and he does, with 5 seconds exactly remaining.
It's like college football rules where you get a first down, the referees have to mark the football. So once they mark the football, time is called, stops the clock, gives them a chance. Now with 5 seconds to either go for the field goal or go for the touchdown.
If they do go for a field goal, it would be about a 33-yard attempt. Depends on the leg of their kicker what they decide to do. I think they're going to stay in and put it up here. Let's see. Clayton taking a long time to get to the line of scrimmage. They better hurry to get this one off. They've been called for 2 delay game penalties and had to take a timeout to stop a third. King will get the snap off. Look for the end zone. A heavy rush. Now he gets away. Still looking to throw. Finally brought down. He had a receiver going to the corner of the end zone as he was looking for DeMar Taylor, but he is brought down. And the first half comes to an end. Both defenses bend but do not break. 1 half complete. And the Proby chiropractic scoreboard. The Bordentown Scotties nothing. The Clayton Clippers nothing. You're watching high school football on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. Ed Benkin and Shawn Leary back in Clayton, getting set for the start of the second half. No score between Bordentown and Clayton, as DJ Worth will kick off for Bordentown, going from left to right, and the Clippers will get the ball to start the second half. Beautiful sun-soaked day here in Clayton. Temperatures in the mid-80s. Probably be a little chillier here in a couple of months. Worth shanks the, I don't know if it was an onside kick or he just shanked it, but it went off the right. That's a kickoff, but it didn't go 10 yards. If you're wondering why nobody's picked it up because it's a live ball, it did not go 10 yards, so they'll try it again. I'll tell you what, Shawn, I'd like to explain whether that was an onside kick try, a flub. I'm not really sure what that was.
That was definitely an onside kick try. They had that set up, and they set it up perfectly. Perfectly, except too much backspin on that ball. The kicker wasn't able to get it past the 10-yard marker, so Clayton takes over in great field position. And
in a game that has been signified by field position as far as which way the scales have been tipped, Clayton gets a great chance. They start on the 48-yard line.
So far, in the first half and then the first play here on the kickoff, been some gutsy calls by both coaches. A fun game to watch.
Okay, no time should have went off the clock. Right.
And a second for the officials to take time out as they get everything set up. And now Brandon King take the offense here on 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Inside it goes to Corbett, gets about 3 before he's brought down. I want to bring up something that happened in the first half. If you're with us, you saw a touchdown that was called back. It was a close call. Ken Mazevic, the referee, was on it. He made the right call. We got a second look at it. Watch what happens here on 3rd and goal. They ruled that the ball carrier's knee was down right there, and we paused it, and it was the right call. So let's tip our hat to our referee because he got it right.
He certainly did. And I said my contacts were getting old. I'm vowing to our viewers, next week for the Kingsway Glassboro game, new contacts. Because I blew that call.
You might need it with the
I thought he scooped it. I thought for sure he scooped it.
You might need it with the speed those two teams have, just as far as ball carrying purposes.
New contacts next week.
King will go down the left side. Some contact. Almost intercepted. Now caught him with deflection for the first down. Malone got his hand on it to knock it down, but it's hauled in by Doug Gorham. First down for the Clippers.
That's the break they needed. Clayton played a heck of a first half. Trying to get some things to happen for them. They had a couple bounces go their way on fumble recoveries. They played a good first half. Here, when you make things happen, good things, and bounces start to go your way. Nice job by Durham to keep his concentration and pull down the football.
Ball on the 31-yard completion goes down to the 14-yard line. First and 10 for Clayton, and a quick handoff and not much room. Maybe a pickup of a couple on forward progress, and that's about it. It'll be second down. This Clayton program went 0-9 last year, 0-10 the year before. One win the year before that, trying to break a long losing streak.
2 years without a win. A win here would be monumental for not only the program, but for Steve Everett and what he's trying to do here as a coach to get this Clippers program off on the right foot.
Second down and 8 after the 2-yard pickup. Ball is just outside the 12. Get it inside to Corbett, and he is dragged down immediately. Not much room to go as he's tackled by Dan Havens, who's had a strong ball game for the Scotties.
He certainly has on defense. Clayton trying to power their way upfield. That's what they like to do. They like to go between the tackles. They have some big players, as we talked about, Lomax and Rickards. Macklin, 240. Calgill at 220 on the right side.
It'll be third down and 5 from the 9. And Corbett to the left side finds some room. It's going to be a little shy of the first down. Let's see where they spot the football. Looks like he's going to be just outside the 6. And that'll bring up a fourth down. They're going to move it back a little bit now. Fourth down and about 2.5. 9:16 to go in the third quarter. We are scoreless. We're going to make it 4th and 2.
Durham's going to come in now, split out wide. He'll be going one-on-one with Bobby Burns.
4th and 2 from outside the 6.
Set up in a run formation.
Corbett again has the first down and falls towards the end zone. He is, no signal yet. He is in for the touchdown. 6-yard touchdown run, and the Clippers take the early lead.
Corbett following behind his blockers, Macklin and Lomax.
So now the extra point try coming up. So Clayton gets the first touchdown of the game as DeMar Taylor is on to attempt the extra point. And head coach Steve Everett fired up on the sideline. High snap on the extra point attempt. It is up, and it is no good as he hooked it wide to the left. However, with 8:51 to go in the third quarter, Clayton now on top of Bordentown 6-0. Well, Shawn, certainly something that Clayton needed, but it was spurred on by kind of a goofy play on the deflection, but sometimes when a team gets a win, they get a break like that.
Certainly you get a break like that. Let's not play down the concentration of Durham on that side to pull down that ball, the presence of mind to stay with it, pull it down for the big reception, and then another gutsy call going for it on 4th down. You have to go for it there. Anyway, I think most coaches in the Tri-County Conference and beyond will go for that in high school football. But a nice call, keeping it on the ground, trying to move the pile with their big tackle, the big left guard going behind Macklin and Lomax. That seems to be working for him. That's what, talking to Larry Carthon before the game, he knows what Clayton wants to do. Run between the tackles, get the one-on-one receivers on the outside. He says they have a couple of playmakers, but he knows what they're going to be doing.
And no secret, too, what they did after they got that deflection. It was virtually the same play, just power football.
Power football, exactly. They did it well, punching it into the end zone. And as you said, confidence, especially in this game, could be huge. One score as we went into halftime, 0-0. One score might hold up.
Now we'll see if the more experienced Scotties can answer. Here's the kickoff by Corbett, angling towards the sideline, but it's going to have to be picked up by Bankhead. Bankhead's trying to get by the first man. He does, and he's finally hit, gets away, and is knocked down out of bounds. Finally making the last hit was Brandon Carr with some help from Joe Evans.
Now, sometimes when you see teams, and right now Steve Everett has to be careful and really do some coaching now, getting into his players' heads mentally. Sometimes you see a team that's struggling.
That's getting into your heads, by the way.
That's one of the biggest heads you're going to see from a mascot, and that's one of the Clippers. That's the Clipper mascot. But sometimes when you see a team that's been struggling for a long time and they make a big play, they get a lead, they immediately give it back. And that's because they're so hyped up. They're not thinking about what they're doing. They're not concentrating. They're a little too psyched about their big play. And then they allow the touchdown or another big play to happen against them, and there goes their lead immediately. Right now they have to stay in this game, keep focused, and keep playing, if not more focused, playing as hard as they possibly can, especially on this drive.
On the 34-yard line, the handoff goes up the middle and not much room for Bobby Burns as he gets about 3. Now, from the Bordentown perspective, this is where the experience of someone like Brett Sheehan could pay off. You've got a quarterback who's used to situations like this. He's not going to panic here.
No, he certainly isn't. Like you're saying, he's a senior. He's been through this before. He knows how to deal with these situations. But on the opposite side, Clayton cannot allow the big play and let those receivers get beyond them, because Sheehan will eventually find one of them.
2nd down and 7, and offside goes Clayton, is looking to come in with Corbett. And that'll move it up to a 2nd and short 2 for the Scotties.
And there's a break in concentration there. Corbett, you know, I've never understood that play. I know you want to try to get a jump off the ball, but it's not the easiest thing to stay on sides. And you want to be aggressive, you want to go after it, but why jump in the neutral zone beforehand to try to shake up the offensive line? It don't ever seem to work. It only gets a penalty against you.
Once again with the trap inside is Bobby Burns, and he will get the first down as he crosses the 45 to the 46. Good burst right there by Bobby Burns, and he had plenty of room to run.
Bobby Burns has done a nice job using his speed. Real slasher, a cutback type runner.
So they will move the chains, and the Scotties pick up their first down of their opening drive here in the second half. 7:40 to go, 6-0 Clayton. Trying to pull the upset. Sheehan with time, throwing one deep over the middle, incomplete. As he was looking for his tight end, Tom Kearns, but excellent coverage on the play by Fulton and Taylor.
We send that name a lot today. Marquise Fulton really having himself a game, staying with Worth during the first half, doing a nice job on him. He led the team in pass breakups and yards per catch last year. Guy who can make a couple things happen, has great speed. A lot of team speed for Clayton.
2nd and 10 for the Scotties from the 46. Time up the middle it goes, and Burns surges his way across midfield down to the 47. A penalty flag comes down late as Lomax able to help finish him off, but we'll check the call. That's usually in the area of a face mask as Fulton made the initial tackle. So face mask penalty against Clayton, and that'll bring up a first down for Bordentown.
Marty!
On the blue.
5.
So 5 yards and a first down as
there's the whistle.
you can hear our official not knowing that his mic is still on. Now he gets it adjusted and turned off, so we're ready to go. 32-yard line. Sheehan's got a man wide open and in for the touchdown. Untouched will go DJ Worth as he put a gorgeous move on the near sideline and put it into the end zone.
And that's what we just talked about. Once you get that big play, you kind of let down defensively. Wide open was Worth. Not a clipper around him. Easy touchdown for Sheehan. He's seen his receiver streaking down the sideline, wide open. All he has to do is throw it up, and it's 6 points. So the Clayton lead short-lived.
And now Worth will try to score his 7th point on this drive as he looks to kick the extra point and put Bordentown ahead, and he puts it through the uprights. So DJ Worth, who caught 17 passes and 2 touchdowns last year, catches his first of this year On the Pro V Chiropractic scoreboard, it is now Bordentown 7, Clayton 6. We'll take a break and be back with more on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43.
Let's go.
Welcome back to Clayton. Ed Benkin here with Shawn Leary as we now have 7:03 to go in the third quarter. Clayton taking a 6-0 lead to start this second half, but the Scotties have answered right back to take the 7-6 lead with the conversion. And Worth, who caught the touchdown, kicked the extra point, will do the kickoff honors for Bordentown. Andrews run towards the sideline. It's a pop-up and a fair catch made by Fulton. Probably a good decision. That's a play where I almost think the special teams from Bordentown is looking for a fumble if there's no fair catch, and that's why he pops it up in the air.
They're kicking it to the wrong guy. Kicking it to the wrong guy. Fulton has good hands. Able to easily come up there, and a smart move by him. You're thinking, by a fair catch, there wasn't too many other Bordentown Scotties around him. There's a host of them coming down the field. You're going to get hit. You're going to get hard by a few Bordentown players. That could cause the fumble.
And the downside from the Bordentown perspective is Clayton gets good field position on the 38-yard line. And up again to Corbin, and this time he's hit immediately and knocked down. Good defensive play made on that left side as getting there quickly is Jeremy Gilbert. That'll bring up a second down. And let's see, they're going to move it back a yard. Looks like he actually lost a bit. Second and a long 10. This Bordentown defense seems to be a little more sparked after that touchdown.
And they're the veteran team. Clayton now, they're thinking, all right, we had the 6-0 lead. Now we're down by 4.
And this time we'll fake it to Corbin, tries the option. Under a lot of pressure, but eludes 3 would-be sackers and gets to the outside again, cuts inside, and dives close to the first down. Well, Brandon King certainly a handful to bring down. As he gets close to the first down, he'll be about 1.5 yards shy. Make it 2 yards now as they'll call 3rd down and 2 from the 47.
King's fun to watch back there. He tries to make things happen as he's getting sacked, makes a couple of moves, breaks free, and sometimes when you do that, if your linemen have their heads up and know that their player can do that, their quarterback can do that, they could form a nice wall and you could see King streak down the sideline. Maybe not in this game, but later on down the road.
They try it again with Corbin, and he's got the first down. Ball's loose on the field as they scramble for it. Who's got the football? Right now, it's up for grabs down there at the bottom of that pile. And if it is Clayton ball, looks like it's going to be close. They'll probably have to measure. It looked like originally he had it on forward progress, but the fumble is going to make this close.
They gave him a good spot. It looks like it's going to be, I'm going to say that's a first down. My contacts are not really strong, as we've seen that evident in the first half. I say first down.
I'm going to say your contacts are clear on this one. And we have a great view right above in the press box. So,
and she thinks it's a first down.
If it is a first down, it will be just at about the 48-yard line. A little closer than we thought, but a first down for Clayton with 5:21 to go in the third quarter. And again, before the fumble, it looked like he had it easily with forward progress, but because of the fumble, Clippers just able to get it. So now from the 48-yard line of Clayton, the Clippers trailing by 1 will go to work. They go trips right this time with 3 wide receivers. He will go back to pass. Deflected, but it's caught by Durham over the middle, close to the first down. As he's tackled down about 1 yard shy of the first down. That pass was deflected, but Durham went after the football.
Durham's a nice player on that outside. He's got good hands. He did lead the team in receptions last year and touchdown receptions. We already talked about his hands on defense, led the team in interceptions.
We'll call it 2nd and 2 for Clayton. The ball's on the 43-yard line of Bordentown.
I tell you, King looks more relaxed now. He's already has a half under his belt. He seems relaxed back in that pocket.
will give it to Harvey inside. He falls forward. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage, but his forward progress, I think, will give him the first down. It's going to be close. As they will stop to possibly measure once again. Looks like, no, now he's going to be a yard shy. So it'll be third down and a little less than a yard.
If that name sounds familiar, it should. He's cousins with the former quarterback from Paulsboro High School, Kevin Harvey. Kyle did transfer from Woodbury last year.
Now Clayton will take timeout, so third and less than a yard, and the Clippers will take timeout. Well, Shawn, Clayton, of course, in the Tri-County Classic Division, and we were talking about seeing Glassboro next week against Kingsway. We sized up Kingsway's chances in the Tri-Co Royal. Over in the Classic Division, it was a runaway the last couple of years for Glassboro. This year, a lot of people think Glassboro and Gloucester are going to fight tooth and nail until that last game.
I've heard a lot of good things from Gloucester. They get Pat Hagan back, one of the strong linemen. Gloucester always has big, strong linemen. Hagan is one of those types of players. Gloucester, I think, will make some noise. It's going to depend on the play of Matt Anuko. Of course, they're going to have the speedy wide receiver, and Terrence Holmes is going to makes his play. I think it's going to be the play of the quarterback not making too many mistakes, especially early on, and then how that line develops. You know, Glassboro, they have Gary Holmes, who comes back and plays for them again this year. And, you know, they lost a couple of skilled position players. Of course, Sakeen Wright, we talked about Kevin Evans. But they do have some players coming back, and I think Anuko may be a surprise in the Classic this year of how well he can play.
3rd and 1 for the Clippers. King on the sneak, surges forward. Looks like he's got it with forward progress. We will check the spot. Chris Mastiatello again making the tackle, but let's see where they spot the football. I think he's going to have it, and he does. First down for the Clippers with 3:40 to go in the third quarter and a 7-6 lead for Bordentown. They put it down just outside the 40.
Right now, Worth is on the field saying, how can you give them the football? We have the football, and the ball was not blown dead.
Well, Worth can argue, but they're going to say it's Clayton ball. So the Clippers put together a couple of first downs on this drive after Bordentown got the touchdown, stopped Corbett on the opening play on this drive, but Clippers seem to have regained their focus a little bit here. And back to pass goes King. He's got a man open down the sidelines. It's knocked away by Sheehan, incomplete. Fulton was open for a moment, but Sheehan, coming over from a safety spot again, makes the play.
Nice job by Sheehan to come over there and disrupt the play. King had the ball there. Fulton didn't really go up and get it either, but the King had the fade. The ball was there, and Fulton goes up. I don't know if he's going to come out of bounds, but you have to at least go up and try to make a play for it.
So now it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 when the clock stopped at 3:01 to go in the third quarter. King on the option will pitch it outside to Harvey, who bobbles, keeps his footing, and trips his way ahead across the 40, down to about the 36. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Clippers.
Doug Durham's having a good time out there. Kyle Harvey trying to get outside, and he was sprung as Doug Durham took out 2 Bordentown defenders on that play to spring Kyle Harvey for a couple of yards. Otherwise, he might have been brought down in the backfield.
Gonna say 3rd and 6 now as he picks up 4 on the play. Surprised we haven't seen as much of Dan Carr, who had that big carry early in the game. A lot of hype about him going into the season, but he is now in the backfield now. So speaking of the devil, there he is. But it'll be Corbett trying to dance inside. Gets a couple as he is stopped well short of the first down. Good job by the Scotties to plug the holes. Is
going to be an interesting call here.
Eric Van Duyn, makes the stop. So now 4th down. They have to go for it here. They're not certainly in field goal range, and they're not going to punt it away. So the ball is on the 34-yard line. It is 4th and 4 for the Clippers. See if they let King roll out and either look for a receiver or maybe with his speed do something. And now he'll go in the shotgun on 4th and 4. And they go with 4 wideouts. An empty backfield, make it 5 wideouts. And we get a whistle and a timeout.
Delay of game. Going to get another delay game. That's the third one on the Clippers.
Tried to call the timeout. They were unable to do so.
And you know what I think? I think right there, I think you would have seen King punt the football and try to deaden it down deep into Bordentown as they split the wide receivers out. He was alone in the backfield. I think you would have seen a quick kick.
Now Taylor will punt it away, and he angles it towards the sideline. Bankhead will let it bounce. It goes to about the 6. Good kickoff coverage by the Clippers as Brandon Carr and Dan Carr both there to pin Bordentown down to the 6 with 1:20 to go in the third quarter, a 1-point lead for Bordentown.
I think you would have seen a quick kick from King. Nonetheless, I think it's the right call, punting the ball there, pushing Bordentown deep in their territory. The reason is we've seen a few fumbles from both teams in this game. Clayton has recovered a couple of fumbles. This time, if you get a fumble, you're definitely in striking distance.
First, they have to stop Sheehan and company. Certainly no easy task. And Sheehan will give it inside to Burns, and Bobby Burns gets down to about the 10. Close to 4 on the play, 2nd and 6 for the Scotties.
Clayton has played pretty good defense today. They made one mistake. Worth was able to get behind the defense and score the easy touchdown on Bordentown's last possession. Otherwise, the Clayton defense
picks
really
up 3 yards
well.
and play to brings up a 2nd down and 7 for the Scotties.
This would be a big series if they can stop Bordentown and keep the field position in their favor.
2nd down, and now they call it 7 for Bordentown. Burns again going off tackle. He's got some room. Almost breaks away, and he does. Down the right sideline to the 36. Carr makes the tackle, but Burns turning it on to the outside picks up the 1st down.
Burns doing a nice job of cutting back, and then his escapability. Great balance to stay on his feet and pick up the big gainer. We've seen a lot from that young man today. Nice speed. Can do it on the outside there, going between the tackles and then making something happen after he breaks through.
27-yard gain and a 1st down for Bordentown as they put the ball down on the 36. Just 17 seconds to go in the third quarter. Sheehan will throw, and he's going for it all down the sideline. Too far for Worth, incomplete. Once again, Worth covered on the play by Fulton. 9.2 seconds to go in the third quarter. 2nd down and 10 for the Scotties.
Those linebacker blitzes in the first half are now getting to Sheehan. Clayton now fooling with the head a little bit of the quarterback from Bordentown. That time, all he did was take a 3-step drop and just fire the ball. And I think he's like kind of anticipating the blitz now that Clayton put on him in the first half. Really messing with his head, thinking he has less time to get rid of the football than he does.
2nd and 10, barring an incompletion. This should be the final play of the third quarter. And it's Burns again, squirming his way up the middle. Boy, it turned about a 2-yard loss into about a 5-yard gain, and that is the final play of the third quarter. 3 in the books here, Clayton, on the Pro B Chiropractic scoreboard. The Bordentown Scotties 7, the Clayton Clippers 6. You're watching high school football on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. Here, Clayton, Ed Benkin here with Shawn, Leary. 3rd and 4 for Bordentown. They lead Clayton 7-6, and the handoff goes inside again to Burns, and Burns falls forward and gets the 1st down. What an effort by Bobby Burns. The line started it, and he did the rest.
He brought up a good point in between the break. That Clayton, because of their depth, they don't have much depth. A lot of guys play both sides of the football, so you see that they're getting a little bit tired. Now we're into the 4th quarter. Bordentown may have some fresh legs. Clayton, it seems like they're getting worn down a little bit, especially on the line.
23 wide
A lot of tired guys out there for the Clippers. They're really going to have to suck it up down the stretch here, trailing by a point.
On the 47-yard line, 1st and 10, and Sheehan's pass is caught by Malone outside, and he has the 1st down as Durham drags him out of bounds. Nice catch and turn by Malone.
Sheehan's really starting to pick it up now with his passes. Pretty crisp. He just stays a little bit patient. We've seen him get a little impatient towards the end of that third quarter. Now, if he stays patient, he should be able to get the time he needs to find a couple of open receivers. Clayton just a step slow now on their blitzes.
First and 10 now from the 42-yard line of Clayton as the Scotties run the march. And down the sideline, incomplete. Some heavy contact from both sides, and Marcus Fulton almost had the INT.
He certainly did. And I'll tell you, these refs are really allowing them to play some football down there. A lot of contact going out on each pass play, and I kind of like that.
So do I.
Let them play a little bit, see who comes up. Best man who comes up with the football gets it.
Well,
obviously, you don't want to see nothing too drastic, someone pulling them down before they get a chance to make the call. But
between the contact that they're allowing and the correct call on the non-touchdown, this has been a very well officiated ball
certainly
game.
has. Their contacts are working with that.
Second and 10 now from the 42. Inside it goes to Bankhead, and the big fullback gets about 4. He's finally tackled by Chris Macklin. So a third down coming up for the Scotties.
Macklin on the tackle, and then Lomax cleaning up, still hitting hard out there. They need a big momentum changer here. They need a fumble recovery, some kind of a big play, not only to get themselves up, but to get this Clayton side up, get them pumped up a little bit, give them that extra boost of energy.
Third down and 6 for the Scotties. 38-yard line, the pitch to the outside to Burns, trying to trip his way back in. He's going to be stopped short of the first down. Good pursuit by the Clippers is coming to make the stop as Everett Moore.
Bobby Burns is in shape. He's still moving. He might even be a little bit faster late in this game, as he knows Clayton's being worn down here.
Burns picks up 2 yards.
It almost seems like they paced him a little bit in the first half to get him to turn it on here in the second half, but he's short here. This will be a 4th down and 4. The ball on the 35-yard line of Clayton, so Bordentown will go.
They play this game now with 10:16 left.
He will give it to Bankhead, and he is denied as he's hit immediately by Sadale Corbett. So not only does Clayton get the football back, but on the 2-yard loss, they'll move the ball up as they spot it down at the 37-yard line.
And here comes Lomax off the field. I'm ready to give him a break. I might even throw some purple on and go out there. I feel bad for this kid. He's on almost every play. Really breathing heavy right now. Still hitting hard. A lot of guts by this Clayton team. Bordentown just not able to come up. They came up with a big play, but not to come up with a sustained drive. They're picking up the first downs, but Clayton's holding tough.
From the 37-yard line, this has been a good one here. 7-6 Bordentown leading Clayton with 10:04 to go in the 4th, and the Clippers with the football. Some confusion now in the backfield. King's got to hurry.
King was lined up behind the guard. He was lined up behind right guard. He was behind Rickards. Harvey telling him, you got to move over. He's not going to snap you the ball.
And this is probably one of the things if Clayton does lose by a point, they're going to look back on the delay of games and confusion.
But you got to like what you see out of Clayton right now, because they're making little mistakes. They did make the big mistake with allowing Worth to get behind them, but overall the defense has played well.
Pitch to the outside to Carr. Carr trying to cut back in, but the Scotties string it out nicely as he's brought down. That'll bring up a 2nd down, and it's still a long way to go. We'll get the official number, but good pursuit again by Bordentown. This Bordentown defense kind of been the unsung heroes this afternoon.
Yeah, they've done a nice job. You know, Clayton's moved the football. They had a couple of nice plays, but themselves, they really haven't broken it. They've been bending a little bit. Clayton's picked up a couple of first downs, running the ball between tackles. But they haven't run up the big play.
Just a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 13. Now the pitch outside to Carr, and Carr will try to string it to the far side. He's got a burst of speed, gets across the original line of scrimmage, and picks up about 5. We talked before about the speed of Burns being conserved in the 4th. Maybe this is why we're not seeing Dan Carr in the 4th quarter.
Steve Everett maybe thinking about how he's going to approach this game, saying, all right, we have the guys that's going to be worn down, especially in this game. We have some depth at running back. Let's use our speedy guy in Carr later in the game when possibly Bordentown may be getting tired as well.
3rd down and 8 coming up for the Clippers. right side. And another delay of game penalty against Clayton. Their fifth this afternoon. And the other side of it too, Shawn, is you know these are mistakes that are going to be corrected, but for a team like Clayton, where you have a chance to get a win like this, you have to cash in.
You certainly can. Too many mistakes. 5 delay of game penalties, so it's just uncalled for. There you see Mr. Lomax just right now sitting on the sideline trying to conserve his energy. As he knows this is the fourth quarter, his team has a chance to win. He's trying to focus on what he has to do on the defensive side of the ball.
Going down the far sideline, intercepted by DJ Worth. He has a touchdown, an extra point, and now an INT with 8:18 to go in the fourth. The Scotties get it back, leading by 1.
DJ Worth has done it all today for Bordentown. Has all the tools, great hands, good speed. Puts that all together for an interception. And now with 8:18 left, Clayton will have to dig deep again and hold Bordentown to try and get the ball back.
Keep in mind, the Clippers have already burned 1 timeout here in the second half, so they have just 2 remaining. Scotties with all 3. 32-yard line, the pitch goes to Burns, and he finds a little room once again and spins his way forward, bounces off a couple of tacklers, and on a great second effort gets the first down.
Clayton's just dead tired right now. They're not wrapping up. They're trying to hit high, and that's just not going to happen. Lomax comes back onto the field. Shaking up on the play is Fulton. He comes to the sideline.
So he is shaken up, and while he is intended to, we will take a break and be back with more on the Pro B. On the second thought, we will keep it here. How's that?
Let's keep it here.
saw the officials coming right back to the line. Don't want you to miss a play. So we'll keep it right here. Glad to see, by the way, that was a quick injury, and Fulton appears to be okay. And inside it goes, and Bankhead has a first down, plowing his way into Clayton territory.
You're going to get a late hit.
And a late hit on the play as well. And right now, the Bordentown offensive line is wearing down the Clippers.
Yeah, they certainly are, but they make a big mistake there as a late hit on Brandon King. It looks like it was number 50, Charles Nagy, the senior.
Nagy's been outstanding this afternoon. There's a big debate whether they're going to let it go or not.
Brandon King.
We have a dead ball, personal foul on the white. We're going to go back 15 yards. It's a dead ball. They can get a first down, so it'll be 1st and 10, 15 yards back.
And that is a rare mistake for Larry Carthen's club. We have not seen too many made by the Scotties from that sense this afternoon.
Not too many mistakes. We've seen a lot on the Clayton end. They're mistaken. Could have been where he's looking at him. He's listed here as 4'10". I think that might be a mistake. I think he's probably 5'10". If he is 4'10", he's probably looking at King thinking, you know, this guy's 6 foot. I'm going to level him right here.
1st and 10, but all the way back to the 39. Inside it goes, and once again, Bankhead spinning his way forward. From the Bordentown perspective, if they can keep getting first downs, that may not be the worst penalty in the world.
No, it certainly isn't, especially if your offensive line is playing the way they're playing. Right now, Lomax is getting a little frustrated, trying to get a little payback on Nagy. But he's got to concentrate on what he has to do, and is get this team. He's the captain on that defensive side of the ball. Get your team in position to stop them at 2nd and 5 and 7 minutes left. You have a chance to win this game. Try to make something happen.
The 45-yard line of Bordentown. Scotties with a 2nd and 5. That'll be a false start against Bordentown. There is movement by the left guard on the play, so as a result, 5-yard penalty on Nick Falcanio will make it a 2nd and 10.
All right, we have a dead ball. False start on the white, 5 yards, replayed it down.
So that wipes out Bankhead's nice run of 5 yards. 2nd and 10.
Well, they've been keeping it on the ground, and Sheehan, the talented quarterback, has not put it up in this fourth quarter. Second and 10, pitch to the outside, and Burns finds an opening, and he's drilled by Lomax. It's a gain of 4, but if that would have been Lomax, it could have been a lot worse. Just in case there's some confusion at home, the dead ball personal foul came after the play and after the first down, so it would still remain to 1st and 10. They just marked the ball back 15 yards.
It was a dead ball, right? If that would have been during the play, you would have had him backed up 15 yards. You would have still had him backed up 15 yards, but it wouldn't have been the first down.
Let's go, D, 3rd down here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. No respect. Come on, respect.
So 3rd down and 5.
Watch the screen, Marty. Marty, watch the screen.
And will put it up as he rolls to the right. Downfield, and Malone makes an excellent catch as he brings it in inside the 40. An unsung hero, Mike Malone, has had an outstanding day for Bordentown.
What he's been doing is basically going into the middle field about 10, 15 yards, doing an out pattern, breaking himself from the cornerback, and using his hands to come up with big receptions. You're right. We've heard talked a lot about Worth today, but Mike Malone has certainly had himself a good afternoon.
That's a big play in this game, a 1st and 10 inside the 40, making the 38-yard line. Pitch to the outside, and Burns trying to string it out to the far side. 1st down and more as he dips his head inside the 25. And the Bordentown running game is churning out yardage and eating the clock, now down to 5:41 to go in the 4th.
Let's go back to what's been the difference in this game.
And we have a timeout called by Clayton, so we will step aside on the Pro B Chiropractic scoreboard. It's Bordentown 7, Clayton 6. You're watching high school football on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. And Benkin and Shawn Leary back in Clayton. A 1st and 10 now for Bordentown as they continue to move the football. And off goes to Burns. He can't find much room up the middle, maybe a yard or two as he gets down to the Clayton 23. And they will put it down for a yard gain. 2nd and 9 for the Scotties. Well, Burns is continuing to chew up yardage. Don't forget, it's 4th down. We've seen before DJ Worth, an excellent place kicker.
And I like I was saying before the timeout, he's been the difference in this game so far, not only with his pass catching ability, but his foot. One of the better kickers in South Jersey. Lacking on the Clayton side. Special teams is a factor in this game and has been.
Inside handoff to Benkin, and he will fall forward for a few more. And is brought down to the play by Tom Cullen. And they'll move the ball down, and it will bring up a 3rd down. And it looks like about 5 coming up here for Bordentown as they put the ball down inside the 20.
Just under 5 minutes now. A crucial 3rd down for Bordentown, and more importantly, Clayton, as they trail by a point.
From the 18-yard line, 3rd down and 5.
Yo, watch the side, dog, please. Watch the side.
Pitch to the outside to Burns. Slips by one tackler, but not a second, as making the tackle is Everett Moore. That'll bring up a 4th down. Good pursuit by the Clippers.
Good pursuit. They had Jimmy Irvin, the junior, 5'10", 190, coming out on that side. Wasn't able to wrap up. But the NASCAR fan, huge NASCAR fan, he was able to come up and disrupt the play.
So it's a 4th down and 6, and they will go for it. It would be a 37-yard field goal if they had tried a field goal, but they will go. Now they will set up for the field goal as they bring it back. Worth, a 37-yarder. Now it's a fake. Sheehan throws, end zone, touchdown. A gorgeous play as it's hauled into the end zone for the touchdown by Bordentown as they get the score to increase their lead. And that was about a well-designed trickery as you will get.
Nice call by Larry Carthan. Another gutsy call in this game. We've seen a lot of gutsy calls by both coaches. But that's the advantage of having the holder as your quarterback. You're able to do a couple of different things. There was a long field goal try. Sometimes you have to kind of expect something when it's that long.
It was Domenico Mari, number 32, who hauled it in. The extra point by Worth. has not been good. So what looked like was going to be a 4th down turned into a field goal attempt, turned into a fake field goal attempt, and 7 more points for the Scotties, who now lead it 14-6.
And you're going to see it as Worth comes in for the field goal try. Sheehan just drops back and floats it for the wide open. You can say it.
Domenico Morari, who called that one in.
Domenico Morari.
So that touchdown makes it 14-6. So the Clippers need a touchdown and a 2 to get overtime. They have 3:46 to go, and they have just 1 timeout remaining.
Plenty of time on the clock. I expected another short kickoff by Bordentown. They don't want to give up the big play. They're not going to get it back to those speedy ball carriers. Deep for Clayton.
Bordentown, as we mentioned, a team that is not expected to be at the top of the Burco-Freedom division. That's especially true when you look at the schedule and see the likes of Burlington City and Florence. Right. A lot of people think Burlington City is going to repeat this year in the Freedom division.
Nice win last night by Florence, beating Pennsville. Little revenge as Pennsville got them last year.
That was one of the more shocking developments of last weekend's opening kickoff. And people knew Florence were going to rebuild, but that was a huge win for the Eagles and a big loss for Florence. Took them a while to recover from that.
Pennsville, like Clayton, a rebuilding team, was able to put it together early on last year and kind of faded. Clayton looking to do it again, or do it here this year. Starting off nice early. They're going to need a big play if they want that to happen.
Worth with another pop-up kickoff. This time to take it short and hit immediately on good special teams coverage was DeMar Taylor. Clayton will start at about the 33-yard line with 3:42 to go.
Taylor, that's a familiar name to most Clayton residents. Brother was Floyd Taylor, who went on, transferred to Glassboro. One of the more exciting wrestlers and players in the conference.
First and 10 from the 33-yard line.
DeMar keeps the team a little light, got a nice sense of humor, jokes around a lot. One of the leaders on the team, not afraid to use his mouth to mix it up a little bit, get his team fired up. He's going to have to do that here as Clayton now sitting with 3:42 on the clock. Need to march quickly down the field.
First and 10 for the Clippers. Shotgun formation now. King will throw. Outside, catch is made by Taylor, and he dips his head down and gets down to about the 43. They'll get about 8 or 9 on the play. Actually, may have the first down. They may take a timeout to measure. And they're going to give him the first down. You have to think, too, for Clayton, with 3:22 left and 1 timeout, this might be their last chance.
This could be their last chance. 3:22. Time is counting down. They get a good look at us as we're enjoying a nice football game today. Last 2 years ago, 10-7 here at this field. Last year, 38-14. I think these two teams are similar the way they've opened up this year. Both of them trying to establish the running game. You expect Sheehan and Bordentown to pass a little bit more. Nice job by Clayton, especially early on, taking that pass away from Bordentown.
And this has been a well-played game considering its opening weekend. There have been some delay of game penalties, but other than that, not too many flags.
And you got to like what you see out of Clayton. A number of players have played extremely well today for him. Lomax immediately comes to mind. Of course, on the outside, Fulton had a nice day. King, he's made some mistakes, but he's got to develop into a quarterback. Minimize those mistakes. Those little mistakes will really hurt you. As opposed to 3rd and 2, you have 3rd and 7 on a penalty. 5 delay of games really hurt Clayton. But nonetheless, the defense has put them in the position that they're still in this game, trailing by 8 points. Remember, 6 points for the touchdown. For people who don't know much about football, you get 6 for the touchdown. If they're able to get it, then they go for 2 points for the extra point.
First and 10 from the 43-yard line of Clayton. Scotty's trying to hang on. An opening day victory. Clayton now under the rush. King throws it to nobody but his offensive line, and that'll be a penalty flag, as it looks as if he was going to try and set up the screen, but nobody back there except the back of Rob Rickers.
The back of Rob Rickers, and he couldn't believe the ball was coming to him. They were trying to get it to number 32. That's Danny Carr. The speed that he has just made a mistake where he's not paying attention to where he's located on the field. He's beyond his blockers. He's got to come back and get that football. First and foremost, you get the football.
5-yard penalty when they mark it off.
And right now, Everett screaming that his running back was right there, but that hit the lineman.
So 2nd and 15 now for Clayton with 3:15 to go in the 4th. Empty backfield, 5 receivers. Low snap, but King able to get out of trouble and get to the outside. And he's got some room, but he dips up the middle and gets down to about the 46. And as you said before, Shawn, maybe you should have kept that one outside.
Kept it outside. Not only do you stop the clock if you're able to get out of bounds, but you're going to get more yardage just trying to get to that corner. And a couple times today we've seen Clayton ball carriers cut back into the middle of the field. You got to learn to get to that outside, even though you think you might not have the angle. You're going one-on-one with a cornerback. I like my chances going one-on-one with a cornerback rather than cutting back into the middle field and facing a bunch of linemen and linebackers.
3rd down and 7 for the Clippers. The rush again is King outside. The catch is made. Will be short of the 1st down as the came back.
No, they're going to gain a couple.
Forward progress will put them right at midfield on the 50. So they need about 3. 4th down and 3 to get the 1st down.
The quarterback is good for 2 yards. It brings up a 3rd down and a 4th down and 3.
The down marker says 3rd. The scoreboard says 4th. It is 4th down. So this could be the game right here. 4th down and 3. King looking to set up the screen again. Nobody's open. He's got to throw it up and throw it away. As somebody, I think, zigged where they should have zagged. And the pass is incomplete.
That's going to be interesting. Right now, the side judge is looking at that marker. They're calling it 4th down.
Side judge says 4th down, but it actually should be Bordentown ball.
But right now, Steve Everett is getting a huge break.
Some confusion up here, too, as we're trying to get it figured out, and now the officials are talking over as well.
You know what? And right now, I know Steve Everett wants to use a timeout and try to pick up what he thinks is a 4th down. I wouldn't give Bordentown the advantage of trying to figure it out right now, because right now when you have, and what the question is whether when you drop back and you hit your lineman, it's a loss of down and the penalty. So Clayton really is going to get an extra down here.
Clippers.
Unless they're changing more rules on us. They could have changed this rule.
Pulling a page out of the Colorado Buffaloes playbook. Looking for the 5th down, if you will. Well, don't forget some more great action coming your way on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43 next week. Kingsway at Glassboro. And if your eyes are a little blurry, then you may need some extra strong bifocals, because those two teams with their speed put on one heck of a display last year, and we expect more of the same this season.
A lot of exciting players in that game. Hopefully it'll be as exciting as this one has been. Although we haven't seen too many touchdowns, still you have to like a game where defense comes to play. There's been some good hits in this game, some aggressive calls, some gutsy calls. Nonetheless, we have a 4th and 3. This is the ball game for Clayton.
This is again the shotgun for King. Outside, the catch is made for the 1st down by Doug Durham. And the Clippers stay alive as they get into Scotty's territory at the 46. Now 1:50 to go. No timeouts remaining for Clayton. Well, they took the timeout, wanted to make sure they got the right play, and it works. But now, no timeouts to go. 1:47 and counting. 5 receivers for the Clippers. Under pressure again. He's hit as he unloads when it's wrapped up in the air. Incomplete. And it looked like 2 Scotties going for the football actually collided, Sheehan and Worth.
Well, you got to give Harvey some credit for coming back and breaking that up. Number 24, that's Kyle Harvey. Comes back, knocks both Scotties down, and prohibits the interception, gives King one more chance.
We'll put it down at the 46 once again, 2nd and 10. Clayton is 46 yards away from a touchdown, but that will only be half the battle. They need a touchdown and a 2 to tie this game, trailing 14-6. 37 on the clock as again King will come from the shotgun. The rush is on under a lot of pressure. King floats it over the middle, incomplete. Had his man to Dale Corbett. Nice job by King to get it away, as that was a jailbreak that time for the Scotties. 3rd and 10.
Give me the bongo stop.
I think they were trying to set up the screen, but to the opposite side.
No timeouts remaining. They have to hurry to get the play in. 3rd down and 10. As King is ready again from the shotgun. More time this time. Outside, the catch is made by Dale Corbett. 1st down and more as he gets deeper into Bordentown territory to the 31-yard line.
And I just don't understand what their fear of going out of bounds. I know the clock is going to stop at the 1st down, but you give yourself some extra time if you're able to get out of bounds there and let your coach set up another play. Let him give him a chance to think.
1:18 to go.
There it is.
Under pressure once again. Same play. It's Corbett, but this time he's wrapped up. He can't get out of bounds. Excellent tackle made on the play by Malone. 105, 104, 103 as the seconds continue to tick away. Under a minute to go. 2nd and 6 coming up here for Clayton.
So you lose about 15 to 20 seconds not getting out of bounds on the play before.
Back to pass again is King. On the far sideline, it is intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Burns. He's been the man of the 4th quarter, and he seals the victory for the Scotties.
Nice play by Burns. He's done a lot today in the backfield, but Bobby Burns sticks with it on defense, turns around, sticks to his receiver, and makes the big play defensively.
Well, a valiant effort by the Clippers, but the Scotties veterans, Burns, Worth, coming up big today. And they will take a knee, maybe one more, and they will head back to Bordentown 1-0.
Bordentown really walks out of here with a win. They got to look at some of the things they did well today, running the football. On the other side, Clayton has to be pretty pleased with the performance, staying in the game, giving themselves a chance to win after all the little mistakes that they made.
Oh, with the ball all the way down at the 2, they'll fall forward, and there you see the Clippers. And those expressions tell it all right there. Valiant effort. And we look at Clayton's schedule. We mentioned this team trying to break a losing streak that dates back over 2 years. It doesn't get any easier during the season for the Clippers as we look at the rest of their schedule. They have to go to Pennsville. We know Pennsville played Florence well last night after Wilmington Friends. At Salem. Salem should be much improved this year. Gloucester. At Shalleck. Shalleck should be improved. At St. Augustine, as we see another die play. Then Glassboro. And then a Pittman team who they only lost to 8-3 on Thanksgiving last year. That is the final play of the game as the final seconds tick away. And the Scotties of Bordentown pull away and win by a score of 14-6.
They have a lot of reasons the smiles are walking out of here in Clayton. I know it's a loss, but you found yourself a quarterback that you can really look forward to the future and a couple of nice players. A nice job by Clayton here today. Bordentown comes away with a victory, however.
Final score on the Proby Chiropractic scoreboard. The Scotties of Bordentown 14, the Clippers of Clayton 6. We'll be back with more here on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. Well, a pretty tight game on opening weekend here in high school football in South Jersey, but the Clayton Clippers and Bordentown Scotties battled throughout, with the Scotties coming out on top by a score of 14-6. Coach Carthen's squad can come home with 1-0. He joins us right now. Coach, you knew going into this season, going into this game, that the Clippers would play a little tougher. I think the biggest thing for you was to sell that to the rest of your players and know that this is going to be a tight ball game throughout the week.
Well, talking to their coach, even from last year, I saw the things he was implementing and things he was doing, and if he got the kids to believe in it, that they would be a much, much tougher team. And from what I've seen in the numbers he has and the way those kids play today, they really have brought into his program, and he's going to have a lot of success with this group if they just stick together and keep playing football.
We saw them take the 6-0 lead in the third quarter, but when you have guys like Brett Sheehan, a quarterback, and people like DJ Worth, experienced people, there was never really sense, I think, of panic with this team once they fell behind.
I thought we played ugly the first half. I thought there were some things we could have done differently the first half. Coaches made their adjustments to see what they was doing, and we made the proper adjustments as well. And then we saw things that they was doing that we could explore a little bit. But it was a very physical, hard-fought game all the way through. And as you saw from the very end, it was a game for fans more than for a game for coaches.
You talked about a physical game in the second half. You really went to the ground game more. Did you feel it was a chance where maybe because of the numbers you had a chance to wear them down a little bit in the fourth quarter?
I thought their scheme is a very good run blitz scheme, and it's designed to stop the run and attack. I think to break that, you got to use a short passing game or hit your passing routes here. We are well able to do that. We didn't do it well enough in the first half. Once Burns started to really run in the stinking ball and we start getting the holes, now that opened up the whole thing. So now we can go inside, outside, and with the pass, that opened the game up for us.
You know, down the road is Burlington City and Florence. A lot of people, the two teams that a lot of people think are going to be at the top of the Burko Freedom, but you have another test this week. The message this week, not to look ahead to what's lying down the road a little bit?
Well, Maple Shade is a very tough game for us. The coach down there and I played against one another back in high school. So we have our own little personal who can up-best one another like this here. But you can guarantee that Nick is going to have his team ready to go. It will be a hard-fought game, and usually these games with us and Maple Shade is a 1-point or 2-point game one way or the other.
Well, Coach, you called it ugly, but it looks pretty in the win column. I want to know, congratulations.
I'd rather take an ugly win than a pretty loss.
Thank you very much. Let's head over to Shawn Leary with two of our stars of the game. Shawn?
One of our stars of the game, Bobby Burns. Bobby, you had a career high today in rushing. It seemed like Clayton, they had a lot of two-way players today. They seemed to kind of get worn down. The second half, you took advantage.
Yeah, you know, every time I ran for a touchdown. I took my dad's advice. But I couldn't have done it without my offensive line and my fullback. Without them, I wouldn't have gone anywhere.
This is a career high for you for 148 yards. You seem to be able to get outside and really move the ball effectively on the outside, use your speed, especially late in the game.
Yeah, I thought so. The outside was open, but second half we turned it inside and it worked out nice.
Our second player of the game is a guy who did just about it all for his team. You had a couple extra points, a touchdown, a couple of interceptions. Great game by you on both sides of the ball. You pride yourself a little bit on defense as well as offense.
Yeah, you know, I like the offensive end more. You know, you get to score and everything, but you know, it's just as much fun stopping people, and you know, I like getting challenged when they throw, you know, to my side, and got a couple interceptions today, so you know, it all worked out.
Did you feel your team was a little surprised in the way Clayton played, especially after a 38-14 win last year?
Yeah, you know, obviously they're a growing program, you know, kind of like we are, and we knew it would be a tough game. You know, we couldn't just come out and